Okay, it's going. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
You can go now. Sorry.
Okay. So a few things that we're going to be going over tonight is growing your business outside of social media. So I was flipping through my planner and I found this quote, and it really kind of hits with this, what we're going through. Timothy 1:7, for God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. Okay, so a lot of people are scared to be out blitzing, to be out, doing parties, to be, face to face with people. Sorry, Icy's over here snoring to my left, but you guys will hear her. But I don't know, for me, it's easier for me to be out in front of people. Like I still sometimes have to talk myself into blitzing. I have to talk myself into sending that extra message to set up a party or whatever it is. I prefer to be in front of people, but I still sometimes hesitate when it comes to that. So, I just want to let you guys know that it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to not be sure of yourself. It's okay to screw up when you're blitzing people. By God, I do it all the time. Like, I fumble on my words. Sometimes I stutter. Sometimes I say the same word 2 or 3 times in a row because I'm trying to get it out and I just can't. I'm a mess. Like, I'm literally a mess. But if I can do this, anybody can. I'm not just saying that. I'm just speaking nothing but the truth here. But that's just kind of our topics tonight is working outside of Facebook. And Courtney, whenever you want to peep in or whatever, you go ahead. But I guess I could just kind of start off with parties, how I book parties, what works for me. So I want to say in Legacy, I don't know, maybe a week or 2 ago, probably more like 2 weeks ago, I put this little party template in. I was talking to Jamie and I was like, hey, I don't even know how to book a party anymore. When I first started out, that was what I did. That was, kind of my fire, how I really took out for my first like 2 years. And then I just kind of, I don't know, I started getting better on social media. So I took to that and I quit having parties. Like I would rarely have a party, but then I don't know, something just got back in there. I kept seeing, I was going down and down and down. And then I was like, what am I doing wrong? And it hit me that successful people say, don't go away from what it is that you are good at. For me, it was the parties. And I pushed away from them. And that was my own fault. And now, like, realizing what it was, I've, like, got on fire. I just booked my 11th party for the month. It is a launch party, but hey, that's an 11th party. And I'm talking to someone else about trying to book another one that lives like a little over an hour away from me just to get that on, to get myself out there in front of people. But how I book parties is I'm using social media. I'm using blitzing. However, when I blitz people, I give them my card and I say, hey, I'm not interested. I'm not sure if you're interested in earning some extra money, but if you are, this is my business card. This is what I do. My information's on the back. Give me a call. They always look and see what it is. Excuse me. I got the burps. But having that card and that visual and putting it in people's hands, that gets their mind thinking. The other thing that I do is I like Facebook blitz, I guess is what you want to call it. I'll message people. And I know that Jess has talked about this before. I don't know if she's talked about it on a Zoom or if she made a video, but if you have to do this on desktop or like, you can probably do it through Safari, but I'm honestly not sure. But you can go to your area. Like my town is Rushville, Indiana. On your home screen, click on your town, whatever pops up, and you can search people within like, a 40, 50, 60-minute area, and you can start messaging them if they're close enough for you to drive to go to a party and say, hey girl, can you do me a favor? People want to help you. So they'll message you back and they'll say, sure, what can I do? And then you just ask them to have a party for you. I'm looking for some more testimonies of our new product. Wow. Is there any way that you could get a couple girls together and, maybe you can even try the wrap for free? Just keep it super simple and set a date with them. Get them excited about it. You can do online parties, but I prefer that face-to-face contact with people. And we're trying to get you guys in front of people and away from, depending social or totally on social media. So when I get people at a party, like they can actually see the real me. They can, hear my story. They can, sometimes I cry at parties, like when I'm telling my story, and just, it depends on the party. I don't usually cry at parties, but sometimes I do. But just getting there and touching people and getting in front of them and letting them see the real you and feel you, that's where it's at, guys. They can feel your passion in person way more than what they can between like texting and, Facebook Messenger. So those are really like my big ways that I like to go outside of social media. Courtney, you want to go ahead and pipe in and talk a little bit more?
Sure can. Okay, so I can probably put this list in the other groups too, but a while back, Jasmine had made up a list of 40 ways to promote your business. Now, some of these ways are social media, but there's a lot in there that are not social media. So, social media is good for a lot of us, but like Sasha said, like having that face-to-face contact and people who, when they read your statuses, they're not as excited reading that as you are typing it. So they can't feel that through just reading in their own tone, I guess, your status, if they even do read it. So, getting out there and promoting your business other ways other than social media. So, of course, blitzing. And I know that's like hard for a lot of people, but we had a challenge in our challenge group the other day to make lead boxes. And that is another way where you don't have to have face-to-face contact with those people if you're too nervous to blitz. Get your lead boxes out into your community and then check on them once every week or every other week. And, you can email, you can call those people, you can text those people, and just use those as ways to book parties as well. Use those leads and say, hey, if you're using the lead box as like a giveaway, say, you didn't win this giveaway, but I do have another way for you to get a free wrap. And, do you have 3 or 4 other friends who'd like to get together and try one? I'll give them the discount of $25 and you can wrap free just by getting, your friends together. So use those lead boxes as ways to find more people in your local community. Finding vendor events also close to you. Eventbrite is a app that you can use that you can find events close to you. It can be bridal shows. It can be home and garden shows. Like it can be health fairs. It can be, I know some kids' schools put on vendor events for their own school, like in their cafeterias and stuff. I've done those before. There's all kinds of them out there, but you got to search them out. So I know Eventbrite is a good app that you can use to look for local events that go on. If you know a couple of other people in your town who do other companies, obviously nothing competing, but like somebody who does candles or jewelry or makeup, try to get them together to host one big kind of like vendor party event, whatever it might be. Try to maybe find if somebody has a big enough house that they could do it in, or find like a banquet room at a hotel, something like that, where you can use the room for a few hours and all of you, if you can get like 4 more other companies to come in and you guys just put out like a public event on Facebook and have them invite their friends and just, let people know about it and in your community and get people there to try out everything. So vendor events also, just some little, like, I have a file in my group as well. I guess I can put it in the others if there aren't any others, but it's just kind of some tips and tricks about doing vendor shows. So, how to set up your booth, run your booth, and what to do following up afterwards. So basically, like, if you find a vendor event, most of the time, small ones, like I did one with a school that was just a bunch of other like direct sales companies, and then there was also some people who made their own stuff, some little home businesses, like where they made their own clothes or whatever it might be. And that one was like $35 for us to have a table there. But there are some other ones like bridal shows and stuff that can get pretty pricey. So maybe if you have some local team with next to you, like get them together to go in on part of the cost with you. But you can get hundreds of leads at those types of shows. So, one of the big things is to wear your It Works gear, of course, like brand yourself, stand out, and get your lanyard with your Blitz card on it. Like if you don't have a name tag, get a lanyard with a Blitz card on it. And that can be, have the big Ask Me How on it. So get people's attention. And then make sure your booth is clean. You don't want to overcrowd it with before and after pictures and products and all the product pamphlet info with all the ingredients. Like if you have too much information there, people, they don't want to spend the time looking at all that. They just want to know what you have and the basics about it. Another thing would be to wear a wrap while you're hosting the booth. That will get people's attention as well. And your excitement is going to show. If you're just sitting there behind your table waiting for someone to walk up to your table, you're going to miss a lot of opportunities. If you're out there in the front with a little bottle of defining gel saying, hey, you want to try this? And, put a little bit on the top of somebody's hand and explain what it is, show them some of the wraps and that stuff. Sasha says you don't want a whole bunch of people working the booth at the same time either. That's a very good point, because if you have too many people there, it causes, multiple ways of causing havoc, but one, overcrowded, just period. And too many people at the end of the show, you guys having to figure out how you're going to split up your leads and split up that and whatnot. But yeah, maybe one or two other people to help you with it, depending on the size of the show. If it's a small show, you can do it on your own, I promise you. If it's going to be something that's hundreds of people walking by, then have maybe one or two other people there on your team to help you. Let's see. Have your Blitz cards and tape a sample of greens to it. That is a very good way to get people to actually take the Blitz card. And then they get to try it, and then they are interested in getting more, and they'll get in contact with you. Have a lead box on your table. I have a big, clear box that I just slip a Blitz card into and then kind of put on there for a giveaway, and have people put their information to win a free wrap. And then that way I have leads to follow up with at the end. You can do stuff like a Fat Fighters demo there at the table. Let's see, wow people. You can wow people. That is one thing that's instant results that people can see right away. So you can wow people there. You can get, if there's going to be enough people and you feel up to it, you can get those little pop-up tents, like tanning booth tents that people use, and use that as a wrap booth. So people can, if they feel uncomfortable lifting their shirt in public, they can go into the little wrap booth, lift their shirt, and you can wrap them right then and there. So you can make some wrap cash right there at the event. You can also make it by just selling them, of course, but get a whiteboard or poster board or whatever is easiest. Probably whiteboard because it's easiest to just prop up. And write on it, do you suffer from any of these? And then start writing things down like chronic pain, acid reflux, irregularity, addictions and cravings, stress, eczema, this and that, ADHD, all kinds of just conditions that everyday people have And that gets people's attention, and they'll come up to you and say, what can you do for my eczema? And you show them the defining gel. So that gets people's attention rather than just skinny wraps. Not everybody is looking for skinny wraps. So when you say, do you suffer from acid reflux? They're going to want to know what you have. Let's see. When you do the giveaways and you have the lead forms, don't just leave them there on the table for people to fill out. Like if you see someone filling it out, actually talk to that person and find out what they're interested in. And then take that form from them and say, here, I'll put that in there for you. And then on the back of that lead form, write down what you talked to that person about so that when you do go to follow up with them, you have an idea of what you're going to follow up with them about. If they were interested in the greens, you don't want to follow up with them and say, hey, were you interested in getting some wraps? And then they're like, no, not at all. So make a little note just for yourself on that. So then following up, you'll have all those lead forms. On any of your like Blitz cards, make sure that you put like your, not just your website, but maybe your, if you have a Facebook business page or just even your personal page, so that those people can follow you on Facebook as well. So then following up, you'll have all those lead forms, and you want to wait a few days. You don't want to be like hounding them the day after. So wait about like 3 to 5 days after your event, and then go through and contact those people, whether it's through email, a phone call, texting. I know texting is convenient for people, so a lot of people will put their cell phone number down. And then just let them know that you can pick someone to win a giveaway, a wrap or whatever it might be, but let them know, like I told you before. Even though you did not win, you can still get a free wrap if you know like 3 to 4 other people who might want to try one. Let's see. And when you follow up with people, make sure they feel important. That's why I said write a little note on the back of the lead form that kind of reminds you what you guys talked about. You want to make them feel important, like you did actually remember them. If you're talking to tons of people, you might not remember every single person you talk to. So make them feel remembered, and that builds relationships, because just like on social media, out in the real world, you want to build relationships with people. And then, let's see. I think that's all I have really for the vendor booth. So yeah, I'm not sure of any other apps that you can find local events, but I know like my city, we get a I guess like a magazine that just comes free about like things that are going on in our community. I don't know if they still have like the Penny Saver. I don't know if they do stuff like that, but I know that Eventbrite app. Just talk to people, find out stuff that's going on, and find an event to do. Search up, even Google like bridal shows in whatever city you're in, and find out when the next one's coming up. Holidays, I know around Christmas, like before Christmas and stuff, they get big because people want to start doing their holiday shopping. Yeah, other than that, I think Eventbrite's probably been the best one for me to get events from.
If you can get a hold of your local Chamber of Commerce, I don't know if it's like, across the board, but I know here in Indiana, that's like a pretty good way to reach out, like, within your community. And then also, we can't advertise in yard sale sites or anything, but if you just make a generic post in a yard sale site and say, hey, does anyone know how I can get connected with some local vendor events? I've done that before, and people have tagged people that would that put them together. So that's been a good way for me to get some outside of my county.
Yeah. Okay. We had a question. What if someone thinks that you're calling them fat because you picture all the Blitz card? I know that's always been something my husband says too. Like he doesn't want to hand people things because he doesn't, especially with him being a man, he doesn't want women to think that he's offending them. But like if you hand somebody a Blitz card and they take it offensively, like they look at you and say, well, what are you saying? Are you calling me fat or something? You just say, no. I mean, everybody has that area that that they want to tighten, tone, and firm, or even, you know, skin that you want to make healthier. Like, you know, right away, let them know that you're not singling them out because of maybe their size and making them feel uncomfortable. Right away, make them feel like you understand because you use the product too. And stuff, you know, just let them know, you know, everybody has something that they want to work on. What? You want to eat more? You just have
Eric Hall has given me the biggest tip as far as like blitzing goes and that sort of thing, because he's like, shoot, close to 7 foot tall, and he's a big guy, and he didn't want to really blitz. And then he said that he took it to, or has taken blitzing to the opportunity side. You know, would you like to make some extra money on the side? This is all my wife and I do, blah, blah, blah. Of course, like, you know, us ladies can't all of us say that, but you know, just if you guys think of different ways to say it, you don't have to lead with, hey, you know, try a wrap. You can just say, you know, just simply, would you like to make some extra money? Because you never know what someone, you know, what someone's needing. Everybody needs to make a little extra money. I mean, heck, even Donald Trump wants to make a little extra money. So, you know, just be creative with how you are wording it. And if you feel like, I don't know, like for me, I wasn't always, you know, comfortable in my skin enough to say, hey, would you like to try a wrap? Or, you know, especially after just having a child. And, you know, I was very heavy with Cove, really heavy. And, you know, that was kind of something that held me back. But, you know, going towards more the business end of it, I don't know, for me, it helps me anyway. And I'm not one that's afraid to blitz. I blitz everywhere I go. But you don't offend people if you're trying to help them make money.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so, and also to warm up to blitzing, like if you're too, you know, if you have anxiety or something where you just freak out about blitzing people, ninja blitz, stealth blitz, whatever you want to call it, leave your blitz cards places. I had a friend tell me, like, you know, people are looking, if they're looking into health, you would want to leave your blitz cards. Like if you walk through Target, go into where all the workout clothes are and stuff, and just randomly leave some blitz cards on, you know, the table of sports bras or whatever. Go into the health section where all the protein bars and stuff are, and leave them on shelves there where like all the health bars and everything are. Go into the baby section, and don't leave them on like the shelves, but actually stuff them in a box of diapers so that when somebody gets home, they open up their box of diapers, they have the blitz card there. And they'll see it's a coupon. Like, you know, sometimes you open up products and there's coupons in there. So actually stuff them in the diaper box, stuff like that. So just until you start getting comfortable. And then if you do start getting, you know, calls or messages from people about those, then you start to build that confidence because you realize that it is working. You have some right there. So those are just some, you know, ideas. When you go to the gas station and leave a blitz card on the gas pump so the next person that comes up sees it. You know, those are just some ideas if you are too anxious or whatever to actually talk to people right now. You know, Brenda says, leave them in magazines. Go to the magazine rack and slip them in magazines because, you know, there's always ads and stuff in there that come with the magazine. So no one will have any idea that there's something in there until they get it home. Okay, so some other ideas. Obviously, wearing your shirt. Like, everywhere you go, wear an It Works shirt. If you need to go to the grocery store, put on your It Works shirt. If you're going to a baby shower, put on your It Works shirt. People are going to ask, what works? And you tell them, my skinny wraps work, or my health products work, or my greens work. Like whatever you want to tell them. That's what works. And then that's a perfect opportunity for you to pull out your blitz card and not feel as much anxiety over it. And you can show them the pictures on the blitz card. Let's see. You can make flyers up, like the little tear off flyers where people can like tear off your phone number or website or whatever it might be, and ask to leave them on bulletin boards. I know like where I used to get my kids' haircut, they had a bulletin board where people could post up their business cards and stuff. So like local shops and stuff, if they have bulletin boards in, ask if you could put a flyer up. What? Okay, and then another tip that you can do, set your voicemail on your phone. Change your voicemail on your phone to be something that is going to make people, because I hardly ever answer my phone. It always goes to voice message. So you're a dirty child. Set your voicemail to be something like, hey, sorry I couldn't get to my phone. I'm either, with a client wrapping them or, helping set up a new team member with their business. But if you leave me a message, I'll get back to you right away. Or you can check out my website at www. Whatever it might be. Sorry. You have some nice hair. You're not going to have the whole thing. Okay. He wants M&Ms. So, lovely. M&Ms for the dog. So yeah, set up your voicemail on your phone. And have it so that people are kind of curious about, you are so messy, about what you're doing. Here, stop feeding the dog M&Ms. Or not. Everything else is kind of same thing. Oh, if any of you guys do the Redbox movies, you can slip your Blitz cards in those. Doing the party swaps with people, if you know people with other companies, do a party swap with them. I don't know who you're talking to. You're gonna go talk? All right. That's kind of all I've got for that. Just making sure you're branding yourself. Stealth blitz until you warm up to regular blitzing, finding local events and using those leads to get parties going, anything like that. So if anybody else has any ideas, let me know. Putting blitz cards in mailboxes. Jasmine, do you mean like actual mailboxes or like the newspaper boxes? Because we can't do that.
I mean, like, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Put in your own mailbox for your mailman.
Oh, okay.
Or mail lady.
Okay.
And then I have another thing that I've been doing. I don't know if it's compliant, but like I'm on this app called Mercari, and you can sell like your used stuff. I don't sell my wraps, but like if someone buys a shirt from me, I put a Blitz card in it with the shirt that they bought.
That works, yeah. As long as you're not advertising on the actual site.
Yeah, I don't advertise. I just, like, when I send them their stuff, I put a Blitz card in there with it.
Yeah, that works. I know if people, like, ask for information, if you can put together, like, if you ever mail out product pamphlets to people, I always put more than one Blitz card in there because you never know who they know and who they might be, like, wanting to, maybe they'll take them to work with them, hand them out. So like if you have to put out product catalogs or samples to somebody, like somebody won a giveaway or something, I always put more than one Blitz card in it just so that they have them. And then when they have more than one, they feel kind of tempted to hand them out too. So I guess he's taking the whole bag of M&Ms. Awesome. Baby's not going to bed tonight, huh? I think that's all that I had. If anybody else has any other ideas outside of social media?
Hey, there is a way, I don't know if it's, across the states, but you can get on a mailing list. It's really not that expensive. I started to look into it not too long ago, and the kid that supposedly worked for the post office, ended up not working for the post office or whatever. But you can get there, and you know how you get like cards from, like a car place is doing some special or something like that. You can actually print off some sort of a flyer, or I want to say that the post office will even do that for you, and they will put you on a mailing list within your community. So that's a way to get stuff out there. And again, I don't know how much it costs, but if you think about it, it is a business write-off. So, that's a good way of like getting your name local too, if you can, figure it out or whatever. I've never done it, but it is something I've looked into. I just obviously hit a nail on the wall on that one.
Yeah, I know. Hold on, let me see if I have. No. Okay, so my community has these, they mail out these little coupons, just like they're coupons to local businesses and stuff, like for dog groomers or Ace Hardware, or places to fix up your house, and I don't know, they have all kinds of stuff in here. You can contact, like there's a contact on here. If you want to advertise, it says to advertise, call this person or email them, and you can find out how much it is. Like, so I don't know, these just come in my mailbox and I don't even ask for them. They go out to local places, and you can get a image of the Blitz card because that is corporate approved. And then maybe, use like your phone or whatever, I don't know, use something to type in your information in that little box on the Blitz card, and you can advertise with your Blitz card and your information. Put them in these local coupon, this one's called coupon deals. So try to find those in your community too, and stick those in there.
That's a good idea. Jasmine, she mentioned car magnets, decals. Those are good too. That's just more like on the go advertising. I was literally at a stop sign one day and I just happened to look over and this woman was like yelling at me, got out of her car to come over to my car in the next lane to get a Blitz card from me. So like, it will draw attention. So yeah, that's a good way too. But just getting yourself in front of people, really that's what it is. A lot of people are scared to be on social media, but like, I just went to It Works You a couple of weeks ago, and one of the girls on my team that went, she didn't even realize that she was that blue personality, that party girl, until they started talking about, the personalities at the thing. And since then, I want to say she started booking some parties and stuff, but, just put yourself out there, be vulnerable, and just give it your best shot. If you screw up, it's okay. Like I said, I stutter over my words and I say the same word 3 times in a row sometimes because I'm just all sorts of messed up. It's just me. And that's fine because that is me and people accept that. So, let people see that you're goofy, you're quirky, you're a hot mess like me. It lets people see that you can, or that they can relate to you and that you do not have to be perfect to do this. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I had. Yeah, there's this list in my group. I can add it, and then like if you guys come up with stuff that works for you, by all means add to the list. You can edit it, add to it, give people more ideas. So, I don't know if anybody else has anything they want to add, but I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. We'll call it a night then, guys.
Okay. Bye.
See you guys later.